your name, bro? Vinny. Vinny? What's your name, sis? Huh?
Clara.
Clara. Okay, Clara. And Vinny. We came out here because of the craziness that continues to happen to our people, that happened down here in Tops. Right. All right? This white devil shot our brothers and our sisters for no damn reason.
An 18-year-old white male has been arrested and charged with first-degree murder for a mass shooting at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York, in what authorities called an act of racially motivated violent extremism. Authorities say at least 10 people have been reported dead from the shooting, which took place in a predominantly black neighborhood in Buffalo on Saturday afternoon.
Why? Because they hate us, right? You know what happened? I'm gonna tell you right now. Ever since slavery, they have showed us that they hate us. Right. They have been ruling over us, right? So what do we got to do to fix that? We're going to read it to you right now. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, and verse 19. Verse 1. It shall come to pass, when all these things shall come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
So, through everything that's been brought out today, you understand that the things that we go through is absolutely a curse. Right. Anytime you go to the store simply to feed yourself, feed your family, make sure it's food on the table, and a dang old Caucasian male pulls out an assault rifle and blows your brains away, that's a curse, people. You understand that, right? We have curses on us right now. Listen up, read that.
And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind.
And we call it to mind, like, you know what? The things that's happening to us is not normal. It's not okay for us to be in this situation. It's not normal for us to be terrorized by the same people for centuries. For centuries, it is not okay for us to be terrorized these people. Read.
And thou shalt call them to mind among all nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee. And thou shalt return unto the Lord thy God.
Do you know what it means to return to God? He said that when you call these curses to mind, and then you shall return to God. Do you know what it means to return to God? It is to do God's will. That's what it means to return to God. Hold that and go to Hosea 5 and 15. I'm going to tell you right now, that's exactly what it means to return to God. To say what we've been doing, God, is not working for us. What we got to do is come back to your laws, statutes, and commandments. We got to start being obedient to the word of God. The Christian church, they have lied to us when they tell us that God's laws are done away with. That we can do whatever we want to do and God's going to be okay with it. Let me tell you this. If God was okay with what was happening, God was okay with what the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans was doing, he would not allow things like 10 people getting executed. He would not allow that to happen to his chosen people. He is pissed off with us. We have to understand that. God is not happy with the things that we do. We have to come back. Read that.
The book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
God said, I'm not going to be in the midst of the black man. I'm not going to be in the midst of the black woman until they acknowledge their offense. Until we say, God, we have done wrong. We have been disobedient. We have practiced perverseness. Until we admit these things, the atrocities that happen to us down at Tops is going to continue to happen. Read it again from the top.
I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense. I will and seek my face in their affliction. They will seek me early.
When did it say the black man was going to turn and start saying, God, hey, help us out? When did he say that was going to happen? Huh? When did he say? I want you to listen to it. Read it again from the top. Read it quick.
I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
He said when they acknowledge their offense, read.
And seek my face.
And then they seek my face, read.
In their affliction.
In their affliction. When they're getting slaughtered at their grocery store, their local grocery store, then they will seek my face. Read it again.
In their affliction, they will seek me early.
That's what we came out here to do. Give you the solutions. Call the curses to mind. Understand that it is not normal the things that happen happen to black people. You don't see white people going through what we're going through. You don't see Arabs going through what we're going through. You don't see the Chinese man going through what we're going through. We are a peculiar people going through peculiar things. These are special events that's happening because God is doing everything in his power to wake us up before the end comes. The end is coming. A big angry black man is going to come up the sky and he's going to make war on this world with these damn Edomites. With these white people that think they something, he's coming out of the sky. He's going to show them they nothing. All right? Understand that. So we got to seek his face. Go back to Deuteronomy. Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 2. And shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice, according to all thy commanding this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart.
So not just you, mama, you got to teach your children. Not just you, father, you got to teach your children. You got to teach your sister. You got to teach your mother. Everybody not going to listen, but it is your job to spread it. You got to be the example. Keep going.
Thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul. Thou then, that the Lord thy God will return thy captivity.
He's going to take the captivity back. No longer will you be in captivity. Let me ask you this. Why do you think they work so hard to make sure that we in captivity? Why do you think they work so hard to keep us on the bottom? Okay, since they are jealous of us, I will give you that, but why do you think it is?
Because of our strength.
Because of our strength. If they let us go freely, we'll run this whole damn planet. But the problem with that is God don't want us to run the planet in wickedness. So that's why he won't allow it to happen. But when they let us slide a little bit into something, like think of Tiger Woods. They let one Negro slide into golf. He dominated that thing. Imagine if you flooded the market. Next thing you know, every time you watch a PGA event, it's Negroes all over the place. But that's why they refuse. That's why they keep their foot on our neck. Read it again.
That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
That's what we're waiting for. The compassion of God to come on the black man. The compassion of God to come on the black woman. So we no longer living in the ghetto. So we no longer poor.
Wall Street, they wasn't living in the ghetto. They built themselves.
But how was they ruling though, sis? They was ruling them. They was prosperous in wickedness.
I don't know.
And so that, but look though.
They bombed them.
No, they absolutely did bomb them. So that lets you know what we need ain't financial. You feel me? Because they had money, but it did not stop the white man from flying over top of them and dropping bombs. So it's not financial. What we have is a moral problem. Black people have a moral problem. If you're willing to sell drugs to your mother, you have a moral problem. If you're willing to sleep with your sister and not marry her, you have a moral problem. If you go into the store and you pick up pork products, you have a moral problem. Our problem has never been financial. Once we come back to morally doing what God told us to do, everything is ours. So finances has never been our problem. A lot of people think that's our solution, but that's not it. Keep going. Go back to that.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 3. That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from among all nations.
We're going to be gathered from all nations. But it's a point I want to get to. Keep going.
When the Lord thy God have scattered thee, if any of thine be driven out unto the uttermost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee.
It does not matter where you went. If you repent, God is coming for you. Read.
That's right.
And fetch thee, and the Lord thy God will bring thee unto the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and will do to thee good, and multiply thee above thy fathers. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart, and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses.
This is the point I want. This is the point I want right here. So he said, if you turn back and follow my way, I'm going to set you back in your land. I'm going to make you richer than your fathers ever even dreamed about. And then he just said this. Read this again.
And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
So the things that we went through, now it's time for the enemy to go through. My question to you is, who is the enemy? Who is the black sis, you gotta answer that for me. Who is the enemy?
Satan put his spirit on certain people to act certain way. And then Satan has always been jealous of the Most High. His only begotten.
No. Okay, so look, sis, I want to go into it because I'm so hyped on this enemy thing right now. But I want you to understand this right now. Yeah, Satan is at work, but he's not going against the plan of the Most High. He's not going against the plan of the Most High. Satan never disobeys what God says. God is God. God created Satan. You understand that? So God created Satan to do a certain job. He's doing that job. But let's go back to the question. Who is this enemy? Who is this enemy that now has to go through the curses that we went through?
Preach!
Who is this enemy that got to...
That put us in slavery.
Say that again?
The same people that put us in
The
slavery.
same people that put us in slavery. Sis, who is that? The white man is going to have these curses on him, sis. That's what I live for. That's my pleasure.
Bring it out.
Understand, that's why I wake up every day and say, I'm going to keep these laws. Because I know at the end of the day, when Christ cracked that star, the white man got a bill to pay.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.